Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are putting two absolute heavyweights of the electric vehicle world into the ring together. But we're not just looking at them as cars, right? We're really looking at them as two completely distinct, highly competitive visions for the future of driving. We've got the reigning champ, the Tesla Model Y, going head-to-head with the rapidly rising challenger, the BYD Sealion 7. This isn't just your standard SUV comparison. This is a high-stakes battle for global EV dominance, and honestly, whoever comes out on top is going to shape what we all drive for decades to come.
Okay, let's dive into this, because I really wanted to strip away all the flashy marketing noise today. We're going to look purely at the raw specs, the real-world performance, and the actual everyday experiences of the people driving these machines. So, which heavyweight truly takes the crown? To really get a grip on this matchup, you have to understand the fundamentally different philosophies driving these two automakers. It's a stark contrast. On one side, Tesla's whole universe is built on digital tech and efficiency. Think of a super minimalist, software-driven ecosystem. BYD, on the flip side, leans heavily into traditional luxury and value. They are prioritizing plush comfort, incredibly rich interiors, and yes, actual physical controls.
Section 1. The data drop. Specs, price, and range.
Let's look at some hard numbers we got from Autocar India. The BYD Sealion 7 absolutely comes out swinging here. It's packing a larger 82.56 kilowatt-hour battery and does 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in a blistering 4.5 seconds. I mean, for an SUV of this size, that is surprisingly fast, and it's all thanks to a 530 horsepower dual-motor setup. It also holds a clear price advantage in markets like India, coming in at 54.90 lakh rupees. Now, the Tesla Model Y sits at a higher premium of 67.89 lakh, with a slightly smaller battery and a 5.6-second acceleration time. So, right out of the gate on paper, BYD is offering incredible raw power for the price.
Now, what's really interesting here is the massive gap in real-world range, because the spec sheet, it really doesn't tell the whole story. Despite having a smaller battery pack, Tesla's efficiency absolutely dominates in real-world testing. Autocar India found the Model Y averaged 462.5 kilometers on a mixed driving loop, decisively beating out the BYD's 374.5 kilometers. Tesla's software optimization literally wrings out every single kilowatt.
Section 2. The human element. Community voices. We pulled this quote from a BYD owner on Reddit, and it perfectly captures their appeal. They said the interior is unquestionably superior and luxurious. For buyers coming over from legacy gas cars, stepping into the BYD feels incredibly welcoming. Owners absolutely rave about having traditional physical buttons, an actual stalk for the wipers or manual shortcuts for the heating. And honestly, if you've ever frantically fumbled through a touchscreen menu just to turn on your windshield wipers in a sudden downpour, you know exactly why this is a huge selling point. It just feels familiar, safe, and super premium.
But as you might expect, Tesla owners see this completely differently. Defending that minimalist interface, another owner points out that the whole fear of a touchscreen is way overblown. As they put it, I rarely have to touch the screen. Their perspective is that once you set up your driver profile, the tech-forward, automated ecosystem essentially handles the rest. It leaves you with a totally clean, uncluttered driving experience.
So, summarizing the community consensus, we're seeing a really clear divide. The Tesla Model Y wins out on practicality when it comes to cargo. You get a much bigger boot and a frunk, plus it has superior high-speed handling and that highly integrated minimal UI. Meanwhile, BYD prioritized massive rear cabin space for passenger comfort, alongside those really easy-to-reach manual shortcuts. And the key takeaway here is that these aren't accidents, right? They are deliberate engineering trade-offs. Choosing that massive back seat in the BYD inherently means you are sacrificing the cargo space you'd get in the Tesla. It's a calculated choice by both brands.
Section 3. The hidden mechanics, batteries, and logistics. First up, let's look at BYD's absolute ace in the hole, which is the Blade battery. You might know this, but BYD actually started out as a battery manufacturer, and this is their in-house lithium iron phosphate or LFP battery. It's built directly into the chassis and is legendary for extreme safety. We're talking passing rigorous physical puncture tests without catching fire. That level of engineering is just incredible. And to back up that durability, BYD is offering a staggering 8-year or 250,000 kilometer warranty in Europe. That is serious confidence.
Over on the Tesla side, they primarily use an NMC, or nickel manganese cobalt battery chemistry. So the crucial point I learned here is how Tesla actually manages this hardware. They heavily optimize these battery cells using their industry-leading thermal management software. This hyper-tight integration of hardware and software is exactly what extracts that peak efficiency and maximum real-world range we were looking at earlier.
But look, building great cars is only half the battle. You actually have to deliver them to the customer. And the sheer scale of the operation here is mind-blowing. BYD's secret weapon is their global supply chain. They are so vertically integrated that they literally operate their own dedicated cargo ships, like the massive BYD Zhangzhou. By completely bypassing third-party shipping bottlenecks, they can essentially flood global markets with thousands of cars overnight. It creates these sudden, massive sales spikes that legitimately challenge Tesla's reach.
And here is a number that really matters no matter which side of the fence you're on: 3,000 Australian dollars. The data shows that whether you choose the Tesla or the BYD, switching to an electric vehicle in this premium mid-range class is going to save you roughly this much every single year in running costs compared to a traditional gas-powered SUV in places like Australia. You're losing the complex maintenance, the oil changes, and you are drastically cutting down that fuel bill.
And this brilliantly illustrates how this massive rivalry plays out quite differently depending on where you happen to live. It's like a giant global chess match. In Europe, Tesla remains the volume leader, but BYD is growing incredibly fast. Over in the USA, Tesla maintains a really dominant position, largely due to local dynamics and geopolitics. But down in markets like Australia, it is a fierce month-to-month battle for supremacy between these two.
Section 4. Which car wins? Choosing your philosophy. Ultimately, it really comes down to two distinct buyer profiles. You have to think about how you actually live and drive. Step 1. You go with the Tesla Model Y if you highly value a seamless, tech-heavy software ecosystem, totally unbeatable energy efficiency, dynamic handling, and of course, the sheer convenience of the supercharger network. Step 2, you choose the BYD Sealion 7 if your main priorities are traditional, plush interior luxury, the tactile feel of physical controls, and just incredibly strong overall value for your money.
So, we're going to leave you with this question to ponder today. Are you team digital tech or are you team traditional luxury? Think about what actually matters most to you when you get behind the wheel. The EV market is evolving at absolute lightning speed. And honestly, this intense rivalry is exactly what's pushing both of these automakers to build better, more innovative cars for all of us.
Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer. I really hope we were able to make this data-heavy clash simple, clear, and super engaging for you today. Keep exploring the electric future, keep asking great questions, and we will definitely see you next time.